Well, in regards to interest rates and currency volatility, developed economies have seen persistent high inflation due to a number of factors. The emergence from COVID-19 saw a rise in pent-up consumer demand. Supply constraints persisted, in part due to the latter emergence from COVID restrictions in China. And the situation in Ukraine saw supply-side shocks for both food and energy. In response to this unexpected surge in inflation, monetary authorities for many developed economies began a rapid tightening cycle. In the US, the Fed began its tightening cycle in March 2022, moving rates from 0.25% to 5.25% in 14 months. In comparison, during the Fed tightening cycle that preceded the financial crisis, the Fed took 2 years to raise rates from 1.25% to 5.25%. Similarly, the ECB began its tightening cycle in July 2022, raising rates from 0 to 3.75% in May 2023. Consensus forecasts suggest that the Fed and the ECB are now at or near peak interest rates. The UK was the first major economy to begin raising rates, moving from 0.1% in December 2021 to 4.5% in May 2023. Uncertainty around the peak of the cycle is greater for the UK because inflation has been slower to fall than for other developed economies. The economic shock generated by Liz Truss's mini budget in September 2022 added to the volatility of sterling and UK longer-term rates, with the latter also affected by the Bank of England's decision to begin exiting the QE program by reducing its bond holding by about £80 billion a year. If we look specifically at FX, though, FX has definitely become more volatile since the monetary tightening cycles began at the end of 2021 and into Q2 2022. Looking at G7, excluding Japan, the tightening cycles have been pretty much in lockstep with each other. And so from an FX perspective, there isn't an obvious trend to identify.